Oh yeah, it's double organic.
Hello there! Had a video request to tell you what is in my kitchen and what sort of appliances and tools of the trade does a raw vegan need in the kitchen. So I'm going to go through all the different things that I have, categorize them, and rank them from sort of must-have, or at least is very good to have, and not so important. So, dive right into that. Hope it helps. It's what you've all been waiting for. The main appliances. I just have a real cheap food processor. I don't use it too much, but what I recommend when purchasing a food processor is that you buy one that doesn't have too many crazy components. Some you have to put these little adapters on for when you're doing this, but with this one it's really simple. You just put the S blade on when you want the S blade, you want this, that goes on. It goes together really simple, packs together really nicely, and I can fit it in the box. This one is made by Hamilton Beach. It was about $100. It's lasted me so far 2 years. 5-year warranty. It's pretty cheap, pretty easy to use. It's not a super powerful, expensive one. Sometimes when I'm making stuff, you know, I'm shaking it around, but it gets the job done. And like I said, I don't use it too often. I don't really see a need for a $300, $400, or $500 food processor, so $100 works for me. Go for simplicity and don't cheap out too much to get a really crappy one. Those are my two tips on food processors. On to the juicers. I do have a centrifugal juicer. It's a really cheap one. I think it's older than I am. I use it maybe once every couple years. Not too big into juicing. Maybe I'll get a better one eventually, but for now I don't really use one too often. Maybe if I want some celery juice or beet juice or some sort of juice to add volume and flavor versus using lemon juice or coconut water, I might juice something, but typically I don't juice. The only type of juicing I do is citrus juicing. I used to use this one until I finally invested in a press juicer. Highly recommend press juicers. If you like to juice a lot, if you're not going to use it, don't buy it. You can get the electric juicers, so the ream kind of spins around when you're juicing. I've used those. They work pretty well. I like this one because I can just juice all the oranges and it doesn't really fill up with pulp. Whereas with these ones and with the electrical juicers, maybe 5 oranges and you kind of have all this pulp floating around. So I do like these ones, and you can press everything out. And these ones do pomegranates. That's good. Pomegranate good. It's going to run you around $100 or so if you get it on eBay, or maybe $170, $180 if you get it elsewhere. So if it's something you're going to use a lot, you can definitely get it. If not, you could stick to this or an electric juicer $30 to $70. Do raw fooders need a dehydrator? When I first got into raw foods, I bought a complex food processor, dehydrator, champion juicer. I sold them all and just found I didn't need those things. Went with a much more simple food processor, and only when I had a garden and had excess tomatoes did I think, darn, I need a dehydrator to dehydrate these tomatoes. And I think that a dehydrator is for dehydrating fruits and veggies, herbs, things like that. I don't think you should be using a dehydrator to be making pizza crust every single day. Maybe once a year. I bought the smallest Excalibur there is. I think Excalibur is a good brand, but there's some other ones out there that are good as well. So this has 4 trays. The smallest one they make, I think it was about $130, so not too big of a buy versus the $300 dehydrators. And so normally I keep it downstairs in a cupboard. I pull it out every now and then. I don't use it too often, but they can be nice to warm something up every now and then. Dehydrator, not necessary at all. Saving the best for last, the Vitamix or blender. Highly recommended to have a blender, and getting a high-powered one is the best. No one who has ever bought a Vitamix or Blendtec has said it was a bad decision. They're pretty darn good. So I would suggest that if you don't have a Vitamix or Blendtec, once your blender that you're using now dies, I mean, I killed 2 blenders before I finally got a Vitamix. Once your blender dies, make the upgrade. Vitamix, Blendtec, doesn't really matter. They're both pretty awesome. There's lots of review videos out there that can help you make your mind about the size and different functions. You know, maybe having it being able to fit under a cupboard on the counter is important, and the Vitamix sits very tall. So lots of different reasons for one versus the other. They're equal, they're not one's better than the other. Get what suits you. Okay, that's all the tips I have. Hope that helps. But there's one more thing I need to show you before I let you go. The number one most important thing in a raw foodist kitchen is fruit, 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 and veggies, even though they are fruit. Lots of fruit. Cases of fruit. And lots of leafy greens. That is the most important thing that should be in your kitchen or somewhere in your house. You don't need nuts and seeds and oils and processed junk, salt, namashoyu, agave, cacao, maca, all these things that are not even raw. Get them out. Just simplify it. Fruits and veggies. Alright.
Hello, I'm Chef Kozak. My book is full of secrets.
Oh, my brake don't work.